and welcome to your medical device training for the lateral LSU 4000 portable suction unit. The aim of this training is to ensure that the user can operate the device in a safe and competent manner. By the end of this, the user will ensure that the lateral LSU 4000 portable suction unit is an appropriate device for the intended use, demonstrate how to assemble the LSU, and name the component parts and identify which parts are disposable. Demonstrate how to perform the battery test, perform the daily device test, and understand the importance of this. Be able to operate the LSU safely and competently. Be able to use appropriate accessories. Be able to respond to alerts and alarms. Have knowledge of moving and handling ergonomics when moving or repositioning the device. And be able to clean and store the portable suction unit. The LSU is a portable electrically powered medical suction intended for field and transport use. It is for intermittent operation to remove secretions, blood or vomit from the patient's airway to allow ventilation. Higher vacuum levels are generally selected for oral and pharyngeal suctioning. Darker blue above 200 milligrams of mercury. Lower vacuum levels in the pale blue section are below 200 milligrams of mercury are usually selected for tracheal suctioning. Limitations and contraindications. The LSU is not suitable for use in the presence of flammable liquids or gases, as there could be a danger of explosion and or fire. The LSU is not intended for use in the MRI environment. The LSU is limited by battery life and canister volume. Battery life on a battery operation is approximately 45 minutes at 500 milligrams of mercury, rising to 4 to 5 hours of intermittent operation, and the canister volume is 1,000 mils. However, it is recommended to replace the suction liner when it's about 3/4 full, approximately 700 mils, to reduce the risk of overflow of suction materials entering the device. The LSU should only be used by staff who have been trained and assessed as competent as per the NUH Medical Devices Training Policy. So initially, when you get your device, you want to check the device for the presence of the NUH Equipment Library item number sticker and service sticker indicating the device is within its service period. Visually inspect the device for any obvious signs of damage and or dirt, and ensure that no parts are missing, and ensure that all accessories are available. Ensure that the vacuum connector tubing is properly connected to the LSU and to the canister, and check that the lid of the canister is properly sealed by completing the following. Block the white angle connector patient inlet and turn on the LSU. Vacuum will build up when all the parts are assembled correctly. Total weight of the device is 4 kilograms. The LSU has a carry handle to allow for moving and handling of the device. The LSU must be operated in an upright position to prevent overflow of suction materials getting into the device. And if in doubt regarding the moving and handling of this device, contact your local moving and handling link person or the authorized trainer for this device. On to the parts. You have first the vacuum inlet. You have the series vacuum connector. You have the patient inlet. You have quick reference, suction tube, the holder for the suction tubing, canister holder, battery door, series suction bag with filter, canister, release arm, and user interface. So you have a power on indicator. It's a green LED and it has 3 modes. It is lit continuously while the LSU is switched on. It flashes rapidly, approximately twice per second during a device test, and it flashes slowly, approximately once per second, while the automatic power save function is activated if the device test is interrupted or if the battery is discharged. There's a power indicator externally, and this green LED is continuously lit while the external AC or DC power is connected. There's a failure mode indicator, which is a red triangle LED, and this is lit when a possible malfunction of the LSU has been detected. If it is lit, then turn the LSU off, then on again, to check if the indication disappears. Providing that the indication does not occur again, the LSU can be operated. If the indicator continues to light after 3 off-on cycles, remove the LSU from use. Complete the clinical engineering decontamination form detailing any error codes or messages and return to MASU for repair or service. Also note that if the LSU unit is removed from your clinical area, ensure that all staff are made aware of the nearest location of an alternate device for use in emergency. Moving on, we have the operating knob. This is a combined on-off switch with vacuum select. There is a test button, and this button allows you to run a 4-step user-initiated device test program to identify whether the LSU operates satisfactorily, it is assembled correctly, or if it needs service. Step 1 is checking for occlusions in the suction system, including the canister and tubing. Step 2 is checking the vacuum build-up efficacy of the pump system, i.e. how much vacuum is built up within 3 seconds. Step 3 is checking the max achievable vacuum level of the LSU. It reaches this level within 10 seconds. And step 4 is checking for air leakages in the pump system, including canister and tubing. There's a vacuum indicator, and this green LED bar graph displays the actual vacuum level during operation of the LSU. Each fully lit segment represents 50 milligrams of mercury, and if a segment has weak light, this represents 25 milligrams of mercury. Finally, there's the battery status indicator. And during operation from the internal battery and during charging, the displayed values must only be used as indications. Several parameters can influence them, including the device settings and state of battery and temperature. The green LED bar graph has 3 functions. During operation from internal battery, it indicates the remaining battery capacity. During charging, it indicates the approximate achieved battery capacity. And during the device test, it indicates which step of the test is currently in progress or which corresponding test result is being displayed. And again, on battery, operation time is approximately 45 minutes continuous at 500 milligrams of mercury, rising to about 4 to 5 hours of intermittent operation. But on to disposable and non-disposable parts. So non-disposable parts, which are reusable, canister holder, vacuum tubing connector, and vacuum tubing if there is some present. On to disposable parts, the series suction liner with filter and white angle connector, patient inlet, and the series suction tube. So on to assembling the series suction liner. Remove and check the canister liner on a regular basis for signs of damage. Remove and replace if the canister liner has expired. There are 2 dials on the top of the lid, one indicating a month and the other indicating the year. This is the date of manufacture, and the canister liner will expire 5 years after the date of manufacture. Please note that apart from the packaging, this is the only indication of dates, and the numbers printed on the side of the liner are not a date of manufacture or expiry. So, initially you remove the canister and disconnect the vacuum tubing from the device. To release the canister from the blue canister holder, press down on the release arm and slide the holder out of the device. Put the disposable liner into the canister. Ensure that the white angle connector, patient inlet, is situated on the top of the blue liner lid to connect the suction tubing. Connect the vacuum tubing to the grey connector, ensuring it is properly connected to the LSU and to the canister. Insert the canister into the blue canister holder and slide it into the LSU unit. Check that the lid of the canister is properly sealed by turning the operating knob to 500 milligrams of mercury. Block the white angle connector, patient inlet with your thumb, and simultaneously push the lid down. Vacuum will build up when all parts are assembled correctly. Then remove your finger, blocking that white angled connector patient inlet, and make sure that the bag is fully in. Overflow of the suction materials can damage the device. Again, it is only recommended to fill to 700 ml. When the liquid reaches the top of the liner, the LSU will not suction any more liquid. If there is overflow of liquid from the canister into the pump, then stop using the device immediately and return to MESU, ensuring it is clearly documented on the MESU decontamination form that the device has been exposed to internal or external hazardous materials to ensure that the clinical engineering team can utilise the appropriate infection control measures when repairing or servicing the LSU. Again, if this happens, ensure that everyone in the area realises where the next closest emergency LSU is. So ensuring that all the relevant accessories are available before it goes into use. You need the canister holder, vacuum tubing connector, and vacuum tubing if present, depends how old your device is. The disposable parts is the series suction liner and white angle connection patient inlet, and the series suction tube. Relevant appropriate suctioning attachments like the anchor tube and sterile suction catheters. So switching the device on and checking it's working. The LSU switch is turned on by operating the knob to the required setting. Each setting indicates the maximum achievable level for the selected position, i.e. 80, 120, 200, 350 and 500 plus milligrams of mercury. How to perform the battery test. So immediately after turning the LSU on and immediately after switching from external power operation to an internal battery operation, if all 4 LEDs flash for 5 seconds before the remaining battery capacity is displayed, 75% is 4 LEDs lit, 50 to 75% is 3 LEDs lit, 25 to 50% is 2 LEDs lit, and 25, a little less than 25%, is 1 LED lit. And battery low, about 2 minutes of operation left on 500 milligrams of mercury is 1 LED flash. During charging, there's the indicator that tells you the maximum battery capacity. So less than 75%, the LEDs will be lit sequentially. 75 to 80%, 3 LEDs lit and the 4 flashing, and 80% will be 4 LEDs lit. To maintain satisfactory operation of the battery, it is recommended to place the LSU on continuous charge when not in use. So, testing the battery. Before performing the battery test, ensure that the device is disconnected from mains power. Turn the device to 500 milligrams of mercury. When the battery lights stop flashing, all 4 lights should remain lit, indicating that it's passed its battery test, and then turn off the device. If all 4 battery lights are not lit when they stop flashing, plug the device in for 3 hours and then repeat the test. If after charging the device for 3 hours and repeating the battery test, all 4 lights are not lit, remove the device from use. Complete a clinical engineering decontamination form detailing any error codes or messages and return to MESU for repair or service. So performing the daily test. So before the test can be performed, again, make sure that this device is disconnected from the mains power and that all the connections are secure. So press and hold the test button while setting the operating knob to 500 milligrams of mercury. Do not release the test button until 2 seconds after operating knob has been set to 500 milligrams of mercury. The test starts immediately. As soon as LED 2 from the bottom of the battery status indicator comes on, fully block the white angle connector patient inlet until all 4 LEDs have been illuminated and LED 1 lights up again. Note that if the white angle connector patient inlet is not occluded within 2 minutes, the test will be interrupted and the power on indicator will start to flash slowly, approximately once per second. To restart the test, set the operating knob to 0 and start over again. So keep the tubing blocked while battery LED 2, 3 and 4 light up. When battery LED 4 is lit, the motor will cut out to check for leaks. Do not remove your finger blocking the white angle connector patient inlet until battery LED 1 comes on again. After the test is completed, the vacuum indicator will automatically display the first result, occlusion, To display the other results, press the test button once for each test. If you continue pressing the button after the fourth test has been displayed, the earlier results will be repeated, i.e. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. To exit the test program, set the operating knob to off. Do not turn off the device until the results have been reviewed and no fail indicator light has been lit. If the device has passed its daily test, please ensure that the device is connected to the mains power and the mains power is turned on to ensure the device is ready to be used when required. If the device fails, remove the canister and liner, check for damage and replace the liner if necessary. Check all the components and reassemble. Run the test again, and if it fails again, remove the LSU from use. Onto the automatic power save function. The LSU has this, which switches the pump motor off while in this mode. The power on indicator will flash slowly, approximately once per second. The automatic power save mode is activated when the operating knob is set to 200, 350 or 500 milligrams of mercury and the actual vacuum level has been continuously higher than 100 milligrams of mercury for more than 2 minutes. To exit the automatic power save mode and revert to normal operation, set the operating knob to any other position and then go back to the required setting. Again, if the device fails its daily test and the fail mode indicator light is lit, then recheck everything, and if there is nothing wrong with the device, then remove from use, complete a clinical engineering decontamination form detailing any error codes or messages, and return the device to MESU for repair or service. So cleaning and decontaminating and storing the device. So after use, inspect all parts for damage or excessive wear, clean the unit and perform a device test. Place on mains charge at all times when not testing or not in use. For cleaning, disconnect the LSU from external power prior to cleaning to reduce the risk of electrical shock hazard. Do not immerse the LSU or allow it to stand in water or other liquid, as this can damage the device and cause an electrical hazard. Do not pump any cleaning solution or other liquids through the vacuum pump, i.e. through the vacuum connector, as this can damage the LSU. Inspect all parts of the LSU for damage and excessive wear. Use a Clenel red after use and green on a regular basis to clean external surfaces. And that concludes the slightly repetitive LSU 4000 portable suction unit training. Now if you go find your local medical device trainer for an assessment.